Hello, y'all. This is Stephanie Urbina Jones with Freedom Folk and Soul. Jeremy and I are so excited. It's just been amazing what has evolved in such a short period of time. We felt so blessed that 2025 is going to have the most amazing invitations, offerings for all of us to travel around the world to any one of these sacred spots that carry energies that we're going to be awakened and just experience some amazing lifetime journeys. So this year, you guys, here is the deal. We're going to be starting in March in Africa, going to um, a safari of the soul in starting in Johannesburg, going to Kruger National Park with John Malin and Carly Matamore, and then we'll be traveling to Zimbabwe. We'll actually be spending the week with Mandaza, who is said to be in divine relationship with the water nations, and then ending this journey right there in Victoria Falls. It's going to be amazing. In the spring, we'll be heading to the south of France. I will be leading a journey with Vera Lopez and Jennifer Harvard. It's the Mysteries of Mary Magdalene in the south of France. And then obviously we'll be heading back to the pyramids of Teotihuacan for our foundational program, the Toltec Medicine Wheel of Transformation. Amazing, the most amazing healing journey. And then we'll be turning the corner in the fall. We are so excited, y'all. Jeremy and I have been a part of writing these books, the first one being Turning Pain into Passion and Purpose. We led a journey in the pyramids of Teotihuacan with 25 new thought leaders. That book was a bestseller um, with Brave Healer Productions. And that really got us excited about the power of books and words and what can happen. The next book we wrote, Shaman Heart's Sacred Rebel, again with 25 authors. And we really came into our sovereignty and our personal freedom. And as we led that journey, and it was just amazing. And so, because that was so profound, we felt called to take the next step. And that was to lead a 2-week journey with 25 authors, our publisher, Laura DeFranco of Brave Healer Productions, and Incan mystic shaman, who is a new thought leader of the ages, Jorge Luis Delgado, on a 2-week journey in Peru where we wrote the book, Shaman Heart, We Are the Ones We've Been Waiting For. And in October, you guys, we are so excited. This is the dream of the dreams. We are coming together with our co-lead author, Jorge Luis Delgado, one of my favorite spirit teachers of these times. And we are going to be leading a journey to Greece. Oh my gosh, you guys. We're going back to this ancient civilization to lead a spiritual pilgrimage over 11 days, going to the Delphi, to Athens, and to some of the most sacred places that you may not even know of, that has been curated to awaken us, to remember, to rewrite those ancient stories within our own hearts, and to really become fully initiated into who we are born to be. Why are we on the planet at this time? We are here to awaken, to remember, and to step into our love. So that is October in Greece, you guys. We're so excited to take you on these journeys that are connected to the launch of this book. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Teotihuacan in June, Peru in August, and ancient Greece in October.
Well, hello, y'all. This is Jeremy Pager. Super excited to really think about this next year that we have coming up. And, we have been working really hard creating this next book. We are the ones we've been waiting for. And more than ever, we feel the importance of this book, and Steph spoke about the prophecy. Many, many cultures have talked about this time, this age that we're living in. The Toltecs say we're moving from um, the fifth sun to the sixth sun, and we're moving into the age of flowers. And the age of flowers is about equality and blending and blossoming and blooming and removing um, kind of the patriarchy, matriarchy, and not to be naive about what I feel like we've been experiencing the last 10 years. But the fact that there's so much pushback to me is the fact that it's happening and how important it is for each of us in our own ways to, one, remember we are the ones we've been waiting for, and to hold the vision, hold the energy, hold the positivity of what we want, not what's wrong with, but what we want to move into. And through this next year and all the journeys and pilgrimages, and we're going to look at taking a road trip and going around the United States and doing some workshops and breathworks and things in the spring, as well as bringing Jorge Luis Delgado to the States to do a workshop, uh, holding, like he says, weaving the golden threads, right? Like we're going to be holding the vibration of what we want as we go to each of these sacred places, really gathering the energy, gathering the power spots, these, to empower that which we want as we go through this rebirth. And the linear mind wants to pick a day that this transformation happening, and it doesn't work like that. It's like we are in it. We are moving through it. Um, and we made huge progress in from 91 or whatever Steph said until maybe the last decade. And now we're like, we are the ones, we have a responsibility to bring forth this new age, this new era. And it's exciting. I'm glad that we're living on the planet during this time. Um, and not to minimize the challenges that it is. And so, like Steph said, all these journeys, Peru, Greece, I think Greece is so important in so much of our fundamental culture comes from Greece. And so, can we go back there and rewrite the story? Take these power places that were used to create the system that we've lived in for the last 2,000 years and rewrite it to reinitiate ourselves and this planet and those energies. And so, it's exciting. It's exciting. And so, yeah, would love to have you on all the journeys. No, one of the journeys, but yeah, we're just really excited for this year and this year of we are the ones we've been
Well,
waiting
one of the
for.
reasons why I would encourage people to really consider and feeling and into and coming with us is because what happens is your heart and your spirit get fortified. You come back from a journey like this and you feel so alive. It's not just traveling to sacred places. These are spiritual pilgrimages meant to awaken your why, your heart, your mind, your spirit, and get you excited about your life, about who you are, why you're here, and what you want. As Jeremy said, we are the golden threads. We are the ones awakening first to our own self-love and then spreading it everywhere we go. And so every one of these journeys, every time we do a breath work online, it fortifies and awakens and empowers our hearts and that reason why we're here and what we want. So you can imagine if you do a journey online versus going to Greece, to Peru, it truly rocks and transforms your life and your purpose and your vision of why you're here.
We truly believe that we are our own medicine men and medicine women, and how do we get to that understanding, or that we are the ones we've been waiting for? How do we get to that is through our own process of healing and transformation. And, as we and collectively, not just the facilitators, are traveling to these different power spots, these different power places, these all over the world. Our friend Jorge would say we're weaving the golden threads. He uses that often. And I really see it as we are like weaving the golden threads of these different power places together as a humanity, as a group, as a collection of medicine men or medicine women that are going to these places. And we're reawakening these energetic power spots, but we're reconnecting them with our reverence, with our love, and so, these pilgrimages that we do, are just really potent on many levels. Of course, the personal transformational journey that happens, but as well as we are really helping to um, usher in this transformative age or era that we are moving into, which, is a little messy. But I think it's important that we're doing this work in the world and that we are taking these pilgrimages.
So I think one of the things that's so important and why we call it, for me, the Toltec medicine wheel of transformation is because all of us, we all grew up in environments and situations where we were conditioned to believe certain stories about ourselves. It's like embedded in our DNA, even, it, we come by it, as Jeremy says, honestly. And as Toltec dreamers, for me, what we're able to do with something like the medicine wheel and these initiations is to gain awareness of those stories that are running our lives. It could be as simple as, I really honestly, if I'm honest with myself, don't believe that I'm lovable or that I'm worthy or that I'm wanted. As a matter of fact, those are two of the main ones that when people start to excavate on these journeys, become very aware that these are the stories that are running our life in every aspect of our life, all of our relations. And as we become aware, what do we do with that? It's one thing, again, like through therapy, or that we become aware of what our operating system is projecting into the world every day. And when we become aware, that is the most important time that we take those agreements, those stories, those beliefs that are running every part of our life, and we take them to task. We do ceremony and experiences that help us to feel, reveal, and ultimately heal and transform them so that we have an awareness of them when we bump up against them. I have a story of not being wanted or worthy. And so now my awareness is I can bump up against it, feel it like, oh, hello, old friend. And then I can kind of minister or mentor or mother myself in that place very quickly. And that is freedom. That means now that I know my story, I know those agreements, but I'm not living from them. I'm now understanding that I'm wildly compassionate and intuitive, but that I can now live from my true power and my true self-love. And that changes everything, y'all. That is when we're living our freedom, we're living our joy, we're living our purpose. So I just really wanted to share, ultimately, that's what happens when we take the time to excavate and then initiate and truly become who we are, which is powerful, loving beings.